Well, these are probably the trailers that we've already seen. I'm not sure if you've actually watched the trailers.
I don't know if I want to. I've seen some of them.
Oh yeah, they're going to reveal the overarching story way too much.
They do. That's why I hate or they're going to reveal the jokes.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? A brute. A rule-breaking lieutenant.
He's like a paladin war is dual wielding.
Oh, that is Tate.
I want that character.
In a word, mayhem. I take that person.
Okay, this dude looks like a rogue. The one dude looks like a paladin warrior. The other guy's like a rogue. That woman was a siren, I think. Why her balls look so much better than Lilith or Maya's? Okay.
I like that.
The minigun? That was neat.
Cute. It seems low FPS maybe because I'm watching your stream.
Yeah. The robots have masks on. Look at the big... He's got the Reinhardt hammer down.
Be advised, a citywide curfew has been enacted. Violators will be shot on sight.
I actually really like this already. Have you seen this?
No, this is new. That looked really... Okay, the trailer did its job. There's going to be swimming, apparently, in this game, by the way.
I'm Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment.
I really what Randy looks like
We're
now.
giving you our deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the
Even game
exciting
developers age, Justin.
Charlie Carnage, all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Is that a toupee?
This is all recorded on PS5 Pro,
Nearly
so...
16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we push things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever.
You hear that
Movement,
every year.
Abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new planet, all in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players with incredible new places and a great story. And for our
I really
longtime
like Pandora,
Borderlands fans, we're throwing
Not the
back
shirt for you,
to our more
Pitchford.
grounded tone while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before.
A grounded tone. They've heard the feedback that they want the game to kind of vibe like Borderlands 1 and 2 a bit more.
Hard work from my teammates across the
Which is hard to do when you're not in
So
Pandora.
enough talk. Let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
Randy looks
It's all,
excited.
pretty much all new enemies, which is
Yeah.
kind of needed.
Yeah, I'm not noticing a lot of... I didn't think about that till you pointed it out, but yeah.
Well, it's all new enemies because they're on a whole new planet.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. There's something nice about, like, the Psychos and the Arid Badlands, though, and the Skags.
Forgiving sci-fi universe, where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a vault hunter, a badass
I'm that
mercenary
girl.
with powerful
The
abilities.
girl on the left looks like Lucio, with how big her legs are and everything.
Our new siren.
Her. Yep, I'm her.
She's the...
Energy to devastating effect.
They made a goth girl siren.
She can use that energy to empower herself, or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside.
No.
And because everything's better in co-op,
You already call this character?
a former TDR soldier who wears an experimental exosuit. He can destruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor sharp.
Dude!
These are 2 of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Did they say the girl was the siren?
Place on Kairos, an all-new planet
Yes.
steeped in
They also said
conflict.
at launch, which means there's going to be more.
For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines. Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
That is until 6 years ago when Alpha showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it
That was the
reappeared across
ending.
the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up, some even ripping out their bolts, and chunks of their brain along with it.
This is already a way better story than 2 evil Twitch
Yeah.
streamers.
Situation our Vulcans have crash landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark. Fan favorites return, like Zane and Moxie.
Yeah. Moxie.
You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
Why Rush so big?
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Bomber.
Last but
That
not
same
least,
newer
Echo
voice
4.
actor,
Good
I think.
voice actor.
This
Yep.
helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking order tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to objectives.
What game had that where you had that little robot that was always following you
Let's
around?
get into the game.
Apparently he's gonna be following us.
Thanks to our improved lobby system,
This looks
join
nice.
up with your friends on the fly.
Look at her.
And with full
Goth
crossplay
Girl
launch,
Siren,
you can
my
play
God.
with your friends on any platform.
Cross-gen. You can play any platform. That's actually cool.
A frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly explore. There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
Okay, mostly open world.
For our current
Yeah.
mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains.
What do you think of the UI?
One of the time
Look at the weapon swaps on console.
has been
The
conducting
keybinds.
grotesque experiments on
Yeah.
locals. It's up to us to stop it.
New
Alright,
but
let's
similar,
get
which is
moving.
nice.
Yeah, it
I'm using Glide. One of our
right here. If it didn't have the UI,
Wait,
Along with dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these make getting around more fun and add a ton of utility to combat.
see, I wouldn't
Do
think.
all characters have that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't think this was Borderlands. If you got rid of the HUD, I wouldn't think this was Borderlands.
Vast and beautiful world.
Would you?
And to bring
Remove.
Kairos to life,
Try to look at it without the HUD.
weather and events, so you
Yeah,
constantly
because of
have
the
new
art
things
style.
to
It
discover.
looks like Borderlands.
There's also plenty of local wildlife.
I think it's 'cause it's so grayed
These
out, maybe.
scratch. Flying bees who attack in flocks.
Here we've come across a silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Silos house old, decommissioned order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communications balloon.
Yeah, Echo
like
4 is always just kind of with you. Wow, technology's gotten a lot better since Borderlands 2.
Now that we're in charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate location of a vault key fragment. We can collect these fragments to unlock a hidden vault, a high-level dungeon with challenging combat and serious loot.
So vaults are
Nice.
vaults are gonna be kind of everywhere, and these are like your fast travel points that you have to go get. And by getting a fast travel point, it shows you where a key fragment is, and once you get enough of the fragments to make a key, you get to do a vault, which is a high level dungeon.
Makes it a lot more open world and less linear. Which,
Another
good
way-
and
But
bad to
also
that.
also being linear in the sense that you know what you're going for. You're getting the vault things so that you can go ahead and unlock the vault later on. You need the fragments. That was the thing I kind of didn't like about the newer Borderlands, was it kind of felt like once we got to the end games, like, so where do I go? What do I do? There's no like
You
path.
can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit
And there wasn't a whole lot of
You can customize
dedicated
the car,
drops or anything like that. And as a result, like, I'm like, so I guess I'll just go farm enemies and just see what drops, I guess. I liked Borderlands 2 because once you did the end game, you knew where the dedicated drops were, or you found out, you farmed things, and then you geared up for Terramorphous. And once you were finally getting Terramorphous on farm, it was time for the DLCs.
I don't know how I feel about these cars. I preferred the like ground vehicles. Which
Yeah.
it's still a ground vehicle, but no wheels.
The vehicles,
All right, we're coming up on an
I don't care. I'll be happy to grab customizations for them, because you know that's going to come back. I kind of like the health bars.
Yeah.
It's a different system than just having the health bar of your enemy be above their head, though. It's part of your HUD. It shows up in the middle and stays there based on the thing you're targeting.
or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
It's a unique choice. I don't know how I feel about it. Big question, can we grenade jump out of the map? Bet not. So I'm trying to read the HUD. So on the left-hand side there, you see the different buffs from their build and everything. What is a little? There's a little stim pack thing that you can use with your left on your D-pad.
Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
We're meeting up.
You have a navigation system with Echo 4.
He was telling you where to go for where he's at. Yeah.
They're going to meet Amara.
She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
In search of Lilith. Is there a possibility Lilith is still alive?
Don't you whine at me, Hermes. We'll play in a moment, huh? Ugh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
FPS seems low.
You don't use
Definitely should have did this on PC.
You're also watching a stream on Discord.
Yeah.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty.
I always
Please, be my
love
guest.
the Vault Hunters, where they take the Vault Hunters from the previous game, now they're in the newer game, and they have a slightly updated look. They make them look older.
Yeah.
Come, let's throw some light on this black site of his.
Now, where's my boy Krieg?
This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
I wonder how customizable the HUD's gonna be.
The heart of Borderlands.
Okay.
A ton of work into
All
making
right,
it better
Justin.
than ever. Our
What?
improved lobby
Her
is just
ability
the
there.
start. You can also set your own campaign difficulty independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot.
She's like Goth,
stealing your drops.
like Gother Moira.
Always instants for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
You can
Yeah,
fast travel
you can fast
direct.
travel to your friends.
That's actually awesome. Yeah.
Regardless
Just travel
of
to
what
me.
you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
When Nate's off looting some random box for $2, and we're all away at the main mission.
What the hell is that?
His name is Tim.
Tim?
Why is his name Tim?
He looks like a Tim.
I don't think so, Tim. The sliding and jumping and all that, huh? So that's gonna be every character. Every game's gotta have a butt slide now.
More movement.
I'm not opposed. I mean,
Tim epic meme.
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith.
are we also noticing her two different abilities?
That air vent. Let's check it out.
L1, R1, yeah.
It's always fun, like right towards when the game first comes out, they put out like a calculator so you can like look at your builds for your characters and like what different things you can do.
Hermes.
People in chat are saying it's
Now
30
that we're in the
FPS is what it looks
let's
like.
take a moment to talk about
Probably.
Better not be 30
Oh,
FPS.
here we go.
In Borderlands 4, each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks.
Ripper shotgun
There's
order.
Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons.
Remember how much better they made Jacobs in Borderlands 3 by making crits ricochet?
Solve lower accuracy with more bullets.
Because before Jacobs kind of sucked.
Meteor
I still don't overly like Tedior.
or Torg with explosions. We also have 3 new ones. The Order
Ooh.
with powerful charge and release blasts.
I don't like that style.
Fully auto rippers. And the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
I never liked any gun that you have to charge up to
We've
shoot.
introduced an all-new
Yeah.
licensed parts.
It feels weird. There's a disconnect. I press the
Hold on a
button.
second.
Abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon. For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Molly 1 elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The
Is-
higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn.
That's
creating
every
wilder
Borderlands.
and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt-fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
That's every Borderlands though. 'Cause remember farming the Unkempt Herald, you wanted the Jacobs sight on it because that's what helped give it more damage, along with other attachments.
Yeah, but you couldn't have. I don't remember there being multiple. You couldn't have like a Malawan with a Jacobs.
Artifacts and provides bonuses to specific
Well, no, you could because again, the Unkempt Herald was a torque weapon that had a Jacobs sight on it.
Oh, yeah.
Parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage.
Yeah, I like the sights on
Like
that.
that. Yeah.
Looked like an MP5. You thought the same thing?
Immediately
Yeah.
turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever. Also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever.
No shit.
And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often.
Yes.
This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable.
Yes. Holy shit.
Not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's
Dude, that's half my problem with Borderlands.
This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
Oh, so that's what the extra thing was.
Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers.
Why is the mission find Lilith?
Saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
You're not allowed to be a goth vampire girl, by the way.
Yeah, I am too. Problem is, their default skin's just
Dude,
the best.
what about that level up?
Let's talk a little bit about action skills.
That looked nice. That splash.
Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful
Wish you could
phase
pause.
blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before.
Okay, you also get a pet.
On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits.
Goth girl siren that can also spawn pets.
Passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon.
Oh.
So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire.
That's really good. Look how it dynamically changes. Like,
Also, you can pet
Yeah.
the cat.
and also you can pet the cat.
Is it? Let's see where this
So we're both playing Siren, huh?
No.
Are those
Yeah, that rogue dude does look pretty cool too.
Dude, this FPS is not that great.
No, it's not, but
That's what they get for playing on the PS5 Pro and not a fucking Series X. Or a PC.
console wars.
Or a PC. I don't know why they wouldn't record this on PC, where it's obviously going to have the highest FPS.
Well, I think they recorded it just fine. The live stream is causing that.
Maybe.
There's no way the game would like run this way, and they're like, "Yeah, isn't it great, guys?"
Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? and yet they keep releasing AAA games with 30 FPS cutscenes.
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course,
Aha!
I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear
Is that on the left-hand side there?
like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
Looks like they recharge. It's to the left on the far left-hand side of the HUD. I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way,
Those look like bandits.
if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass.
All right,
Borderlands
boss
4,
fight.
Our bosses are bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
There's so many hands. And it's purple.
His arms each have their own individual little hands at the bottom.
That makes me think that something happened to the... What was the buff siren's name that was just here? Amara?
Yeah.
That's enough of that for now.
Yeah, that looks like she got transformed or something with all those arms.
Well, maybe.
Gameplay event.
And From everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. The chat reaction seems pretty good. And they only revealed 2 of the Vault Hunters. So the game, they pushed up the release date. It's now, I think, September 12th, something like that. They pushed it forward 2 weeks. Which,
yeah, they just said September 12th.
Yeah, so they pushed it forward 2 weeks, which is cool. And I imagine, so we have a couple months between now and September, obviously. So they're going to probably slowly reveal more and more things, like the different Vault Hunters, different areas, different abilities, and stuff like that. But the big thing for me, which was really cool, was them saying, we heard your feedback. Legendaries didn't feel good. Legendaries are going to feel truly legendary again. And hopefully that means dedicated spawn or drop locations where you can farm them, and legendaries actually being good, because Borderlands 3, they even said there's too many of them. Like, you got a legendary and most of them were garbage. Like, they just weren't good, but it was orange, you know? And there was ways to just sit there and just farm things over and over. I think Wonderlands, didn't we just keep running through the same little dungeon over and over? Oops. Didn't we keep like running through dungeons over and over, and at the very end you had a bunch of those rabbits that would just vomit out, and we would have a pile of like 50 legendaries just sitting there, and we'd go through like garbage.
Yeah, this one sucks, this one sucks, this one sucks.
Yeah, basically like, oh, I mean that's actually a good legendary, but it's not anointed, so and you know, it's not, it is anointed, but it's not the right anointment for my build. And yeah, it just, the looting, once I got to endgame, it wasn't enjoyable the way that Borderlands 2 was. I used to have so much fun in Borderlands 2 going out to the dust and farming the Varuk rifle. And I think there's a small chance for the same person to drop the Lyuda, which was also called the White Death, I think, on console, or maybe it's called White Death on PC. It had 2 different names for some reason. But it was a Vladov sniper. And then you had the Vladov rifle there. And I don't know why. I remember sitting there like just farming that one particular rifle over and over. And there's just countless examples of that in Borderlands 2 that was just really fun. Farming those particular weapons. Farming the torque machines. They get the perfect unkempt herald even was fun. And a lot of that was just taken away because they spat so many legendaries at you and they were all terrible. And every now and then you're like, this is a pretty good one, but the anointment's not perfect. Oh, well. You just didn't really care for it.
Yeah, I like the way the looting was on the old Borderlands.
Overall, what'd you think? As someone who didn't watch any of the trailers or anything really leading up to the game whatsoever.
I think it looks great. I think that even people in the chat were complaining about the FPS.
It's a live stream.
And I'm hoping that is a live stream problem and not the game problem.
Absolutely it was. It's such a little problem, I'm not even focused on it. Like, it was clearly just the live stream itself not working right. So...
Other than that, no, I think it looks really good. Excited to sink my teeth into that again. I'm a little upset that they did. They're obviously partnered with PlayStation, which means 0% chance it's going to get released on Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. There's also the possibility that the game itself, as they reveal more things, is going to end up just being a whole lot better, because what they gave us today was 2 characters, and they only really properly did a deep dive into the Siren. And when they first revealed the game, it showed what looked to be the 4 Vault Hunters, but it didn't show any of their abilities really or anything. I think there might have been one instance, like one frame, where you saw the dual wielding axes or something. So aside from that, you saw these 4 characters walking, and they didn't look exceptional or unique or interesting at all. I'd have to go back and properly look, but I think they really like took that feedback and really touched up the Vault Hunters to give them flavor. Like the Siren, for example. I don't think anyone thought the Siren would be a goth girl that can summon elemental panthers and turn into have like vampire wings, this, that, and the other. Because in the initial trailer, it just looked like 4 like NPCs walking, and that was supposed to be like the big teaser for the Vault Hunters. And everyone's like, they look boring, they look bland, they look generic. And I think they did a really good job with that. So hopefully they reveal more soon. And you know, on the second channel, you know, we've done a full playthrough of, I've done Borderlands 1, 2, 3, the pre-sequel, the remaster, Wonderlands, all the Telltale games even. Like, I love Borderlands. I put so much time into it, but what's crazy is Borderlands 3 is like well over like 5 years old at this point. And even older than that, actually. So it's been like a real long time. We had Wonderlands, obviously. I think Wonderlands is actually 5 years, and 3 was even longer than that. So I haven't played a Borderlands in a while, and I think it might be time to go back and just mess around. But at the same time, it's going to feel a little bit hollow, kind of knowing like the new things right around the corner.
So I went back and looked. Obviously, so you have 3 choices of phase skills, action skills,
Mm-hmm.
and the action skill for the cat, Vex, is joined by her minion Trouble. When killed, Trouble will respawn after a cooldown. Press L1 to teleport Trouble, dealing damage in an area. Trouble then transforms into a badass, fully restoring health and gaining increased damage for a short duration. Activating Phase Familiar will respawn Trouble if currently dead. It has a 45-second cooldown. The other one that they showed was the one in the middle, which was Incarnate, which is Vex creates a phase explosion, dealing damage to nearby enemies and fully restoring her health. While active, Vex can use Eldritch Blast and gains increased movement speed. Eldritch Blast is press L1 to fire an Eldritch Blast from her offhand, dealing damage to nearby enemies on impact. Dealing gun damage reduces Eldritch Blast cooldown. Press and hold L1 to end Incarnate early, partially refunding its cooldown.
Kind of similar to the spells that you had in Wonderlands, which I thought were really cool. That was like way cooler than a lot of the grenade mods that we've seen.
Yeah, well, these are action skills. These are like your actual main ability, kind of like, Roland's turret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, overall, looks pretty good. They moved up the release date. They seem pretty excited, and moving up the release date is a good idea, considering, you always have the juggernauts in the fourth quarter, your CODs and your Maddens and whatnot, but you also have Grand Theft Auto this year, then Battlefield's coming out early 2026, I think. So, I think one of the reasons why Borderlands 2 initially did so well was they released around that same time, like September of that year, 2012 was it? And the fact that they weren't trying to compete with like all the big juggernauts out there is the reason why the game did well. I think the same is true of Titanfall when that first came out. I think Titanfall came out ballpark in here like April, something like that. Like it came out like a few months after the big holiday rush and everything, which meant everyone was already done with, they played their new games, they lost their new shiny appeal and whatever, and maybe people are looking for something new. And, so in games like Borderlands or Titanfall or whatever, when they don't try to directly compete with all those like juggernauts with like their $500 million marketing budgets and everything, I think they set themselves up for success. And also it makes it so those games have a chance because everyone's kind of bored, right? If you're waiting for GTA 6 and Borderlands comes out 3 months ahead, well, that's pretty freaking good, right? Or, if people play the new COD or whatever, and you release a new Borderlands game like 3 or 4 months after COD is out, well, the honeymoon phase is over, and I think people are more willing and open to trying out that new game. Spacing games out essentially is great as compared to how they used to do it, where every single game came out at the exact same time and they were all fighting each other. Spreading it out, I think, is actually better if you're a bit of a smaller studio, which is, Gearbox ain't tiny, but they're definitely no Rockstar or anything. So,
well, here's the thing with that, which I'll mention in a second. First off, I was also rewatching every one of those action skills. Based on which action skill you click on, you get a whole different skill tree. The entire skill tree changes. All of the abilities change, and it looks like there's like 30 different skills.
Oh,
so there's gonna be a lot of customization. But what I was gonna say to that was there's multiple like news articles and stuff about how the release date of Borderlands is upsetting people for people who are waiting for GTA 6.
Why?
Because chances are Borderlands wouldn't release near GTA 6, and people were thinking that GTA 6 was going to have a September or October release.
Oh, they were hoping it was going to get pushed up.
And because Borderlands is releasing in September, they're like, oh, cool, so we're just not going to get GTA 6?
It's
because
possible...
They know Borderlands isn't going to release anywhere near GTA 6.
It's possible that maybe they knew or somehow know the GTA 6 release date and they have like a feel for it, and that's why they moved their game ahead so they could get out ahead of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. 'Cause I don't think there's an official date yet for Grand Theft Auto yet.
Well, this is from IGN. It says Borderlands 4 launch brought forward by 11 days. What could it mean for the GTA 6 release date?
How will this affect LeBron's legacy?
In a video, Randy Pitchford said everything is going great, actually. In fact, everything is going kind of the best case scenario. The game is awesome, the team is cooking, and so the launch date for Borderlands 4 is changing. We're moving it forward to the launch date now, September 12th. Which doesn't happen often in video
No,
games.
and also take anything Randy Pitchfork says with a grain of salt.
What's wrong with Randy Pitchfork?
Well, he was the one hyping up the Borderlands movie, then get really mad at all the content creators that said that they didn't like it, and blocking them on Twitter, and until eventually he went back on all that, and that's when they revealed, like a couple days after the Borderlands movie, they're like, Borderlands 4 is coming, because they wanted to, like, I mean, as much as we love Borderlands, neither one of us ever even watched the movie, because we just heard how terrible it was. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to watch it. I assume someday I will. But it's been out for like a year now, it feels like. Maybe not that long.
The article's like, if Borderlands 4 comes out September 12th, we can perhaps rule out GTA 6 release date during the same month and August. Could it come out in October, November, December? All seem up for grabs now for GTA 6.
Yeah.
So,
guess we'll find out. But Borderlands is back. Looks pretty good. And looking forward to seeing more. We still have about, well, just under 5 months, technically, I suppose. It's about 4.5 months, give or take, before the release of the game, which will be pretty cool. We still have the whole rest of summer before then, obviously. Like, you know, the fall the leaves will be changing by the time the game comes out. But still, it looks pretty good so far. And the fact that they're going into it, saying that, you know, they're revamping their weapon rarities and legendaries will feel legendary, that was like one of the biggest problems that they've had in their recent games for me. So that alone makes me feel like the end game, like the story mode's always fine. You know, we play through, do our let's play, whatever. That's always good. But
this story seems so much more interesting though than the last.
It seems like they tried a lot harder than 2 Twitch streamers that would kill sirens.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the end game might actually be good this time around. Which that's been ever since Borderlands 2. I feel like there's never been a good end game in any of these Borderlands games. I don't know, like any of the raid bosses are either like not interesting, or you can already kill them, or you're just sitting there farming legendaries that aren't even legendary. They're just all garbage. And just the end game, it used to be my favorite part of Borderlands. Like, I loved getting through the story and whatnot, but then being max level and trying to get like these perfect drops and everything like that, you know, it was like so much fun, like farming specific places and seeing yourself get stronger. Whereas now they were just like throw legendaries at you so much that you didn't feel like you're even getting stronger. Like, yep, I got like 600 legendaries today, and like one of them was an upgrade, and the rest were all garbage. And just, I don't know. I didn't like the new systems whatsoever. I never put as much time into a Borderlands as I did 2, and it seems like that they talked about the art direction and like the moodiness as well. Like, they're trying to go back a bit to like that feel of Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, even though we're on a new planet. So that should be really good. Hopefully, I guess we'll see.
And they said that you're able to just refarm bosses instead of having to save and load and come back, which means there's probably gonna be a reason to refarm bosses, because why else would they have that? What would the reason be for farming the same boss over and over again unless he has like a unique legendary?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. So I guess we'll see, and I don't know. We'll see if we're gonna do like another like little playthrough or streams or something of Borderlands here, because I'm kind of getting the itch now. And whenever there's more Borderlands news, I'll probably make another video and cover that as well. So I think for right now we're gonna wrap it up. I think the reveal gets a thumbs up from both of us. Looks pretty good.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Oh, we're throwing numbers out there. Well, you heard it here first.